Right, we are live. Let us faff around and then get all the notifications put out there. And then we will be going down swinging. I'll be in number one with a bullet. A loaded gun complex, cock it and pull it. Anyway, a little bit of yapping, as you do. It be like that, it be like that. Right. I just need to get this announced in all of the usual places. Twitter and obviously on the channel page. Let's do the channel page first. I usually do Twitter first, but you know, we'll do the community page first. Live with some capitalize the O as well. Kubera, come hang out if you feel like it. Post. Literally like my go-to copy paste of everything. Right, if I click these I should be able to no. Bugger. Okay, that's fine. I'll have to go here and grab the link so I can put it on Twitter as well. Or X. Live with some God, I can't type. Kubera, if you feel. And as usual, of course, with me streaming Kubera this week, this will not take up the hello. As usual with me streaming Kubera, this will not take up the reaction that would be up this week. This is simply just going to be an additional thing, you know, bonus stuff for fun. It is only the 8th, so there's not really a lot to go off there, is there? But yeah, there we are. Cool. Right, now there we are. Now OBS is doing its job, right? Christ. Right. I'll give a couple minute or two for people to roll on in if they want to. I'm gonna have a quick swig of water. Is this the earliest Kubera stream I've done? At least for my time. How many minutes have I been streaming? I've been streaming for 2 minutes. Yeah, this is technically the earliest I've ever streamed. Exactly midday. Midday, 12 a.m. p.m. I actually don't know what the time is. Is it p.m. or a.m.? I don't know. I don't fucking know. Whatever. Time isn't important. I only have a job. Not now. I've got this entire week off, hence why I'm streaming. And I've got most of next week off. I could very well stream again next week, which I might do, depending on when I fit in going to the gym and stuff. Because you should be going to the gym. Don't think you're getting out of being reminded to exercise, alright? You absolutely got to exercise. But yeah, I think enough faffing around. Obviously, we're starting off. We've just finished all the spin-offs. We are here with the next arc, episode 261. How in love am I with Kubera? Well, I mean, if you have I've been, fuck, I don't even know how to describe it. I've been reading this. It's peak. It's probably the best webtoon there is, like outright. It's just peak fiction. It's like the Lord of the Rings of webtoons, as it were. It's just immeasurable. It's peak. It's goated. It's among the greatest. There's no comparison really. Like it's like top one. I don't know how. God, clearly I don't have any words, let alone enough words to describe my opinions on Kubera. I've tried to, and not very well. Maybe I should script things if I want to do that, but I'm lazy, so I don't. But yeah, we're here obviously with Kubera and Kubera 1, episode 265. My God, how many episodes of Kubera have I read so far? 560 fucking 3. Jesus Christ, plus the spin-offs that aren't actually counted in these. Because they weren't officially translated on Webtoon as well, so there's probably another like 10 in there. Jesus Christ. Holy Lord. Right then, that's a lot of stuff, a lot of time. Oh my Lord. But nonetheless, let's hop in. Who we got speaking here? Oh. So, what do you plan to do next? Now that you've lost him again, it's pretty clear how far you can go. Ah, it's Ash. Yeah. Your capability is indeed way beyond that of an ordinary human, but as is, a death in vain would be anything awaiting you in the future. I can always gather more power,
One by one step at a time. I can keep going just as I've done so far. By gathering more power, you mean obtaining more items? Or killing more Kuberas? Has it ever occurred to you that you're cooperating could be better than killing? It's more effective.
Asha is peak. She is fundamentally one of the core parts of what makes Kubera so goddamn interesting. Like, early on, obviously, it's just really her relationship with Lise that drives the interest in her. But then, as soon as you start to find out more and more about her, and oh god, Asha's peak. Asha's great. I mean, I don't think there's a single bad character in Kubera. They're all fucking great. Not all as equally as important, but they're all great. Like Kaz's brother. What's his name again? He's there, and I mean, he originally started off as a fucking blob. Like, man was literally just a solid block color, man. Kubera's come such a long way. It's come so far. It's so good. Right.
It's more effective that I use the power than those who let it go to waste. Is that how you felt about Saha when you killed him? As for him, he was a capable man indeed. But I knew we could never be on the same page. He was a type who could never even imagine turning against gods.
Ooh, we've come out of a water channel. 81 to somewhere. Interesting. Interesting.
Then how about among those Kuberas that remain alive? You think none of them could share your perspective? Give it a good thought. You know that the current odds are against you. It's better to pair up and go all out than die alone in vain.
Asha's like the Rachel for Kubera. Kubera would still be good, but not as good. Yes, I completely agree. With the comparison to Rachel, I think that is almost like an entirely perfect analogy. Because there are people in like the Tower God space that are like, nah, we can get rid of Rachel. She doesn't need to keep showing up. But I actually disagree. Rachel, I think, is such a fundamental core part of Tower of God that if you take her out of it, there will just always be something missing. Knowing that she won't ever, just be lurking in the background doing something, just show up at some point. Even if Balm isn't interested in her anymore and has no desire to engage with her, her presence within the story adds extra layers that I think are fundamentally crucial to Tower of God. Obviously, we're talking about Tower of God here, which is not what we have for Kubera, but it's my stance on it. I think Rachel is fundamentally crucial to Tower of God to remain as, as good as it is, as Kubera is with Asha. If Asha ever gets wiped from the story, unless it is for a critical moment that will change the direction of the story and shape everything as it's going, removing Asha from the plot will, I think, ultimately be detrimental, as would Rachel with Tower of God. Those are just my stances on things. I'm sure, maybe people agree, but that's just what I've got. That's my 2 cents on it. 2 cents? My 2 pence, because I'm English, and I use real currency, not fake money, like euros. Sorry, Europeans. God. The shade.
Please don't make me regret saving you.
Season 3, episode 265, Kubera and Kubera 1. I might actually go clean my glasses, they're fucking filthy. Which will require me to go 6 feet into the back of my room to go grab some glass cleaner that I have in here. Why do I have glass cleaner? For exactly clean my glasses. Although it's not technically my glass cleaner, it's my dad's, but it's mine as well.
So this is what you've put together regarding Ron Syrov's current state? Yes. I thought that could explain why the food in his cape disappeared, or why that item, Eye of Perishment was in there. But of course, it's only my speculation, so don't quote me.
Yeah, you're probably wrong. Ron's been places. He's been times. Are you American, Kanako? Or from that, sector of the world. I mean, I was gonna say I don't like talking about politics. That's a complete fucking lie. I love politics. I'm mental, but the UK is not doing much better. The UK is really not doing much better. the grass always looks greener, but the weeds are just as bad. The weeds are just as bad. Is all I'll say. But yeah, being British, I mean, it's fantastic. You know, being British is just, it's the best. You couldn't do any better, really. Other than being Japanese. I don't know. Whatever you prefer, I guess. That's all there really is to it now.
Did you tell anyone else about this? Not yet, as it's just a hypothesis that hasn't been validated. But I'm planning to talk to Ron once I receive Miss Aline's response, then bring it up with God Agni. Although meeting with him might be difficult since he's so busy.
But yeah, no, as I was saying, oh my god, Rana, you're probably very wrong about what you think's going on with Ran, you know, and why things are the way they are, because bro has been places, has been when, brother's been through shit. Brother has been through shit, okay? You ain't got a clue about what's going on with Ran. Oh lord, you just do not know.
I mean, it seems a bit too much to ask a god for their time over something like this. After all, this is far less important compared to handling the aftermath of a terror at Errol Bateau. To your surprise, this matter could be much more important than you think. I'm sorry? This cape was blue when it was first given to Ron. The cape's color gets darker over time. God Chandra said there needed to be a way to gauge the length of time. Although he made it sound like it could be a short mission, I could sense him expecting it to be longer.
Because obviously he had met Ron in the past. I mean, so why do I not do collabs? It's because I don't feel like I just don't do collabs at all. Because, like, the thing with a collab is you've both got to add something. And because I'm so far behind, I mean, I guess you got, like, Haku, who's still in, like, Season 2. But then I feel like it wouldn't be fair for me to be there because I feel like I'd accidentally spoil something. Right? So, because everyone's at weird different points, I feel like I wouldn't be able to add enough to the conversation if I were there. Or I could potentially ruin something for, say, Haku if I spoiled something by accident, which is very liable. I tend to ramble on. Words come out of my mouth because sometimes I just don't think. Right? So, and that goes for everything. I mean, with Tower of God, which, getting back to that, I could absolutely do collabs with Tower of God because I'm now caught up. Well, other than Scans, where we've got, like, Naya is, because obviously he's finished Season 3. Now we know that Season 3 is finishing. Mild spoiler if you... Well, obviously Season 3 is going to finish, but in a couple of months. But, I mean, I absolutely could. It's just a case of reaching out and trying to find some middle ground for something we could talk about, where we could both add something to it that wouldn't be possible to have said on, like, our own, is my take on it. Like, I don't want to be there just for the sake of seeming like I'm trying to draw clicks, as it were. I actually want it to be a productive conversation that couldn't have happened otherwise, and it's not just a collab for the sake of growth, as it were, like a lot of people tend to do. That's the reason why. I just don't feel like my input right now is as valuable as it could be. One day it'll get there. Maybe one day I'll have the confidence to engage in like that, but right now I don't really have that vibe with it, as it were. But if anybody wanted to, I would not say no. You know, I'd have to, you know, do a bit of digging and find out what I could bring to the table. So that's why. It's not anything deep of like, oh, I don't like them. It's just I don't feel like I'm important enough.
Then you think Ron's been lost in a space with a different flow of time? He said it was long enough to forget what he wanted to say, so maybe it was a few months or years? Or even as long as a few decades? No. Few decades, Ron. Oh, love. Oh, no.
I also wish the Kubera... I mean, well, I don't know. I like the Kubera community right now because they're the best community, like, on the internet. Like, the Kubera community are the goats. Like, their series, they're the goats. I think plenty of people have said this. I know I've had Haku say it. Probably Naya's probably said this. But the reason the Kubera community is so friendly and non-toxic is because there is literally nothing to argue about. There's nothing that you could argue is bad or, yeah, angry about or debate about in, like, the negative aspects. You can only, like, talk about Kubera positively. Right? Yeah, exactly. The Kubera community is so good because it's so small, unironically. However, like, if you look at, say, for example, I don't want to bring, but, like, if you bring in the diaspora of more people, you look what happened to the anime community when it was like really niche. Yeah, it was toxic as fuck still, but like as it became more popular and more people got into it, it has become a lot worse. I mean, I'm one of the people that got into the anime community as it got bigger. I am one of the new wave anime fans that bring the toxicity because I'm a prick. And I wouldn't want to see that happen to someone like Kubera, which is such a lovely, wholesome little space with people that just appreciate a really fucking good story. Obviously, I'd love the Kubera fandom to get bigger because that means more people are reading Kubera and it's getting more, attention, and maybe we could get Kubera anime one day. Although I fear that it would get Tower of God Season 2 treatment or Blue Lock Season 2 treatment. Well, other than like an episode, it's mid, but Kubera fans would put up with that because the story is worth it. I mean, people put up with the art at the beginning, which I don't even think is bad. It's better than I could draw, but, still. But yeah, the size of the Kubera community is, I think, actually one of the core fundamentals of why it's so good. Right.
A few decades won't render this black color. It must have been rather an unbearable amount of time for a human being. So long that anyone could have easily lost themselves. So keep an eye on him. He was strongly reluctant about going to Conches. We only went there for you and the kids. So if he does end up losing his mind, his family will be the only thing that can hold him together. Are you going somewhere? To return the cape to God Chandra? So you know where he is. I'm his summoner. He'll show up if my physical well-being gets threatened.
I mean, yes, that is true, but he isn't actually here anymore. He's no longer summoned because you know what you did. You know what you did, Lila.
Then let me accompany. There's no need, as I'm also capable of regeneration magic. Plus, it'll be better for God Kubera that I visit him alone.
Chandra, not Kubera. Fucking hell. I mean, well, she could potentially, just saying. Oh! It's so rare that she shows her face to people. Oh.
I'm sure he has a good reason for not showing up, despite all the negative rumors after the Atera incident. So I'm assuming it would be better for me to be alone than be accompanied by someone. I'm planning to see him somewhere remote. I understand. I'm sure God Chandra has a good explanation for what happened. I hope everything turns out well. Considering all the rough patches you've gone through, you hold a strong faith in God.
In the gods is probably better, because saying in God implies a monolith, a single being, whereas in Kubera there's multiple. There have been odd choices of phrase. Obviously this one is literally just you add a the and an S and it's as you'd expect, but like there was an earlier episode where they were like what was it? They genuinely were like, oh Christ, and it's like, what the fuck? Huh? Which was a bit weird. It like caught me a bit off guard. I hear them just go, yes, just the big J man himself is getting mentioned in Kubera, which is focused more on Hindu. Is it Hindu? I think it is mythology, but the Indian area of the world, that whole place.
Guess life is easier when you do that.
Yeah, I can't use the arrow keys. Well, I can, but not for scrolling the webtoon page because I've also got chat open, so I'm not technically tabbed in. Yeah, the closest series similar to Kubera is Freerun. I think the reason Kubera is so small is because of the investment. Yeah, you need to put... Yeah. You're definitely right. You do have to invest in Kubera. Like, the early stuff is good, but, I mean, you could argue it's kind of like One Piece, except it's not a shonen or an action series or mainstream. So maybe it's not like One Piece at all. But in terms of like the length and the amount of time you kind of have to invest into it, you kind of got that similar stuff. But comparing it to Freerun, probably fair. I've not read Freerun. I've only watched the anime. So I can't give a perfect evaluation on that. But I'm assuming you're right. Based, the anime was really good. Freerun was just solid stuff. But again, yeah, it's this slower paced stuff kind of build up where it gets better as more things happen and you get payoffs for stuff that happened earlier. And then when something happens later on, you realize that something that happened earlier was like the most crucial part for the events. I mean, it's just with these really big interconnected stories that are just well written and have these plot threads weaving out through the entire thing. You kind of have to invest the whole time. In fact, comparing it to video games, the Trails series that I'm playing, you should definitely check them out. They're really fucking good. I've got videos on them. Is kind of similar in this aspect as well, where you kind of have to invest a lot going through a kind of slower paced, janky beginning. Not janky because it's written badly, janky because the game's almost as old as me. In fact, it's only a year younger than I am, at least from its original Japanese release. But yeah, anyway, carrying on.
Horivayo Hori Chandra.
Oh, pretty.
Priest Claude's just watching that girl all day. She seems to be close with God Agni as well.
Bro's pogging! Bro's pogging! Claude's fucking pogging! Oh god, they're all pogging! Oh! I see why. I understand why they're pogging. Tasty, tasty water. I see why they're pogging. What the fuck? Please, chill.
Whew! Was that just... What was that just now? A transcendental? Not really. I just hit with a bit more force. You did? Oh my. It does have a broader attack range than the Sword of Return, but I can't figure out its transcendental. So I don't see myself using this anytime soon. So you don't get an itchy feeling like unleash a transcendental skill at all? An itchy feeling? Right, although I'm just saying this out of my own imagination, since I know nothing about transcendentals, not anymore at least. You might have before. You didn't say you learned fast about how to use that bracelet's transcendental. Yeah, learning how to use that was kind of how to use the Golden Knight was yikes. Was big yikes. That bracelet was different since you let me know about its transcendental. Having that information helped with image training, which helped with my practice. Once again, thank you. Please, I can't even remember clearly. I'm sure if it weren't me or Sierra or someone else could have taught you much better. Speaking of which, Sierra could have taught you much more than that, like other types of magic or transcendentals. Yeah, I know. Only if I thought about it. Now that you've learned it, you can tell how Bavari Kubera cannot be taught without a mentor, right?
Alright, yes.
How come Asha didn't introduce you to anyone who could teach you when she wanted you to learn this magic? Miss Irie must have been in a terror. Oh, and you've also said you'd stopped by the Temple of Earth in Color-Bloom. In addition to Priest Sierra, there are so many other attribute magicians in that place. Mira said that was precisely what Asha's plan was, and even Asha herself admitted it. But who is the fool that kept believing in Asha, hoping for a silver lining? Was it true that I felt fenced in psychologically? Nothing physically kept me barred from the outside world. I could have broken out of my shell to find myself a teacher and broaden my social life, and yet I continued to believe Asha was my best bet and confine myself. It was all me. I could never forgive my foolishness.
Oh. Oh, buddy, something about to go down, buddy. She's about to fucking. She's got it. She's got it.
Most people still have no idea what to do with the transcendental, even when they know about them in advance, you know? But Liz, look at how you've got the hang of it. I'm very proud of you, you know? Liz? Claude, you've said this spear was also part of the Golden Knight, right? You really don't know where I could get some information about this item? I mean, pretty much. How could I when even God Agni doesn't know much? Nothing about this transcendental has ever been known, let alone its advantages. I'm assuming that's why it's been in storage all this time, unlike the bracelet. But then you never know. So go to Calibloom and do some more searching. Zara's gone missing, but there might be something in the library of the Temple of Earth. Or if not, oh, then you can ask Tio. Miss Teo? Right, she's a proficient fighter who wields various weapons. Not to mention her interesting god-level items. She must know something. Even if she doesn't know anything about that particular spear, ask her if she could teach you other combat skills. If anyone on this planet can teach you weapon-related skills, it's Teo. Let's ask God Agni to go to Calibloom as soon as he gets back. Now that God Chandra is no longer here to stand in your way, and since God Agni seems to be on your side, there's nothing to hesitate about. To be hesitant about, same thing. Please, you know there's not much time left. To win that fight, you must be as ready as you can be. Use all items available, and learn as much as possible when you get a chance. Claude, you say your memory issue is so bad that you can't even remember our promise. And yet, I get this weird feeling. Do you even know what fight I'm getting ready for? Well, I'd assume it's a fight to defend what's yours. Whatever that is. I told you already. I'm rooting for you. So, keep your chin up, regardless of whom you face as your enemy. He might not have his memories, but Claude is still Claude. You know? He's still got his intuition, his intellect. He's still the same man he was. He might have forgotten a thing or two, and, you know, had his knowledge given to him by his oracle stripped, and therefore information related to it that he's experienced since then also kind of vaguely lost. But remember, information's kind of stored in the soul. Well, it would be, at least. Right? So, I think our man, despite missing some things up there, he's still the same person. He'd still be able to, he's still got his cunning, as it were. And what we saw slightly further down is nuts. Oh, brother. Oh, my brother in Christ. My brothers in Christmas. Oh, Lord. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, this is gonna go. This is gonna be fucked. This is gonna be fucked. I see now why you wanted me to follow you. Is this what you wanted to show me? So this is what you meant by pair up and go all out. What did you think? That I had Lise in mind as your pair? I already told you that I'd spoken to Lise even before I came to you. She can never join you. I'm sure I don't need to state the obvious and tell you why. On the other hand, you'd have better odds with that person. She is someone who could walk together with you despite the difference in values or beliefs. Not to mention a great physical and mental strength. When offered them to show what I'd seen, he's refused. And Lila accepted, and I don't know who's the bigger gaslighter, Asha or Korrigan. She make you root for monsters like Godhava and Asha and redeem people like Maruna. Yeah, real. It just shows how good of a writer Korrigan is. Like, seriously? That she can make you root for, like, like, absolutely abhorrent people. I don't know if I'd say I root for Asha, because her end goal is still quite ambiguous. Like, is it for the sake of the universe? Is it not? Like, what does winning in this game really entail? Right? And is she even really a player, or is she the player that, the card that thinks it's a player, you know? Or is that Sagara, or is that someone else? Like, who do we really think is going to win? And what does winning mean? Like, it just shows how goated Korigami is as a writer. She didn't even bat an eye after seeing it all. She didn't sink to sadness or boil with rage, or get taken over by the sense of nihilism as I did. Instead, she became even more determined to achieve her goal. Just like you did. So you approached the other two remaining Kubera before you came to me. I see. So I was last on your list. Don't mind the order, as it wasn't anything significant. I was merely gauging the different possibilities of who could fight this battle together. That I had no choice of winning on my own. That I had no chance of winning on my own. And going to Asha last is probably because the least possible combinations of
you know, people working with Asha because of who she fucking is.
Well then, I truly hope you two can reach a favorable agreement through a productive conversation.
Season 3, episode 266, Kubera and Kubera 2.
Since when was it? When was what? The time when I realized who you really were? When I started revolting against the gods? I know the answer to the latter. It all began after your master died, summoning Chandra. It's a well-known story among many. I don't need to hear any further. What I'm wondering about is the point when you became certain about the murdering of Kuberas. When I obtained my magician's license back in the year 11, you knew very well my intentions to use the personal directory system, and yet you wrote me the consent form without question. When the logical thing would have been to ask me why beforehand. Knowing how smart you are, I assumed you'd make up an excuse to get away regardless. I just felt like it was a waste of time. Not that you were relieved to see someone you could blame for the sinful acts. You must have been frustrated to see the number of Kubera not going down following Jibril's death.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Fair enough. Rooting for Asha before we knew what she was up to, not presently. Yeah. Okay. I get you. I feel you, brother. I feel you.
The young murderer's debut at the perfect timing must have felt like a welcome guest to you. On this road of competition where you must push off your opponents to win. You wish to be the last one standing, but you refuse to do the pushing with your own hands. You're the type that grosses me out the most. Sierra thinks you and I are alike just because we both have turned against the gods. There's only a little difference in our values. But that's a false statement. We're not just a little but very different. He doesn't see the important differences because he's never sinned in his life. Kubera Hemwati. Even if you have the same objective as mine, I will not join you.
Well, that was over fast. It feels like it didn't amount to much. But I feel like that conversation is going to be very important later on. Much like everything in this goddamn story, something you think is unimportant becomes the most important thing in about 20 minutes. It's just the way it be, you know? Also, real quick, I'm going to go here and just go here. Oh, I can't. Never mind. I'm going to add something to the title, but it breaks. I was going to put the title of the arc in, but it breaks the character limit. Teehee. Oh well. God, what the fuck am I doing? I was making sounds like a lunatic. Heavens.
Here, take these and go to Colorbloom once that god Agni gets back. What are they? Well, this is a letter to Irie, for one. It's been frustrating not to be able to communicate since we ran out of our exchange diary. But wasn't there another way to send out documents? I remember when you... Yeah, but that's meant for official documents. I can't write personal stuff on them. What he means by that is the stuff in those letters that he doesn't want getting seen by other people. He doesn't mind Lee seeing the contents, hence why he's giving them to her. However, there's probably information that he really doesn't want people to see. Again, Claude is still Claude. Despite not having most of his memories, he's still himself. I also heard about sending them through Creation Brand. Do this for me, Liz. Don't make fun of me for using exchange diary at this old age. Fine, I will. Thanks. And these are some books from the temple for you to read. And this one is a letter to Tio. It's got my recommendation for you. And some personal stuff I need to address to her. Is it regarding the nameplate you mentioned the other day? Yep. So don't tell anyone and give it to Tio directly. This matter can be a bit sensitive, you know? To tell you the truth, the law prohibits telling outsiders about the nameplate. Someone remind me in chat what that is
Again, it's been so long. Remind me what that nameplate's about, please. Is it to do with the DNR list? The do not resurrect, the non-resurrection list? I assume so. Someone remind me. It's been so long. We've had like 5, 6, 7, 52 arcs since that came up. Please, a refresher. Thanks, chat. I can count on you to keep it to yourself since you strictly abide by the law. Right, Liz? But Claude, you already told me. Shh, don't sweat the small stuff. I got Agni. We've been waiting for you. If you could take Liz to Caliban. We need to head to Eloth first. Where? Eloth? Why? I'm sure you heard about the explosion of the prison for magic offenders near a plateau due to the recent attack, and that the majority of convicts that broke free fled to Eloth. And a group of them are currently protesting while holding the citizens as hostages. Then why would Liz need to go there? Can you please, The demand is for us to bring them Rao's daughter. Interesting. Very strange. Very, very strange. Why would they want Rao's daughter brought to them? That's peculiar. That's very peculiar. Can't remember. God damn it! Chat! No! The reason I have you here is to remember things I don't remember. No! Oh well, it's fine. It's not the end of the world. I'm sure it'll all come back to me when the reveal happens. I'll like, and I'll pog and like go mental and do a backflip off my chair. I won't do that. I'd probably hurt myself really badly, and then I'd be out of the gym for a couple months, and that would be really bad because I wouldn't be able to get these huge muscles. Okay, thank you, other side of the screen. It is in fact the DNR list. Thank you. See. The purpose of having chat on the right-hand side of my screen. I really could do with the second monitor. Like, oh, good lord, I could really do with the second monitor. That way I don't have to have, like, multiple tabs open. Well, now I have multiple tabs open. What I do is I tab into the Kubera window, open chat, and then I can still scroll on the window that I'm hovering over, because that's how, windows work. But I could really do with a second monitor, and then have stuff over there, and then stuff over here, or something. Yeah, or have like a small vertical one. That'd probably be perfect. But yeah, but I don't really have the space for a second monitor. But I could definitely get one. I feel like with each Kubera season, its writing gets better. Unlike Terror of God, which is the opposite. I mean, I really don't want to agree, because recently Terror of God's been kind of good. I mean, we did have that really shit stint with the Bomb Doom Mass fights, but the particle chapters are kind of getting good again. But yeah, no, I kind of do have to agree. Although, I don't know, Season 2 was really, really good. Season 2 kind of was like, really, really good stuff. Obviously, it's not what Season 1 had set up, and the later half of Season 2 is very much kind of the same as Season 3. As Season 3 has kind of been a battle show and stuff, but Season 2 is not bad. It kind of just, it ebbs and flows. Targar's an ebb and flow, whereas Kubera is a consistent linear increase in quality. That's, I think, maybe the better way to describe it. But I do kind of have to defend Targar, because I do really, really love Targar still. Except for 6, all of the escaped convicts have been detained, and those sticks are still protesting. They can hurt the citizens if you force them into a corner. So for now, let's try not to provoke them and wait for God Agni. Miha! I'm sorry that Eloth is taking a hit for our negligence. Please, Miha, this is by no means your fault, so don't blame yourself. Oh, fuck. In fact, no, they're connected like this. It's not like a manga where it's like this. It's this. Yeah. This is because the prison that was supposed to neutralize the impact of transcendental attacks failed to do its job and ended up exploding. Who could have foreseen this and prepared for it? Asha? Asha? Because she's read the little, the shit in the white space, Asha could have foreseen it. Just saying, but Asha wouldn't care. It's possible, isn't it? Fuck me, I read that wrong. The priestess isn't responsible for it, but we do need to come up with a remedy. Since the prison for magic offenders was built on a similar principle as the Magic Academy's practice room,
and due to its ability to withstand magic or transcendental attacks, it's one of the designated shelters when the city is in danger. The fact that a place like that got destroyed so easily means there's no longer a safe zone within the city.
Poor Mirha had pats. It's okay.
The entire Atera region got ravaged. Is there really a safe zone anywhere?
No. Like, fuck, is there a safe zone anywhere? Like, fuck, is there a safe zone anywhere? Come on. I mean, look, okay. Fundamentally, you've got Godhava on the planet. There isn't a safe zone. And yes, he's very, very weakened, but Godhava's on the planet. If you flipped out, there's nowhere safe. Okay? Look, there's nowhere safe right now on Willav. So, think about the threats on this fucking planet right now. You've got multiple gods, right? You got Kubera, you got Agni, you had Chandra, but you don't anymore, okay? You've got many Nastika. Maybe not many, but you got a few. You got a lot of Sura, got a lot of Superior Sura, got a lot of Rakshasa, okay? High tier Rakshasa. You don't quite have Yuta, but you did before. You've got Asha, right? You've got all the Taraka gates opening up, letting Taraka in. Like, you've got fucking Ran, who's a mini Yaksha, okay? And having seen for the spells, he will probably have the ability to use King of the Land at some point, right? Like, yeah. And you've got Godhava. Yes, he's weakened, but still, the threats on this planet are insane. Like, Willav is like the least safe to be in the universe right now. You would want to be anywhere else than here, right? You just do not want to be on this fucking planet.
Mirha! Lise? I heard that people were looking for me. Did you miss me that much?
Looking good, you too.
Oh, my apologies, God Agni. Are you okay, Lise? I heard you were detained in prison due to some misunderstanding. I'm fine. It wasn't a big deal. But what's this about people asking for me? They wanted to see you and talk to you directly, so we don't know the details. But they're all prisoners that have been convicted of messing with the power room on the transport ship heading from Kart to Willarv in the year N5.
I see. That makes sense why they want to see Rao's daughter, because they'd have known Rao had a daughter because they were on the ship with him. Most intriguing. Most intriguing indeed.
They're claiming that all their statements had been ignored until now, and that they're the only ones that know the whereabouts of your dad.
I mean, I guess we have seen Rao around things, and we did see him with Ananta in the past, taking on Ananta's sin. But look, wherever Rao is, he's not going to be all right. Like, yeah, Maruna kind of helped him out, but still, he had taken on some of Ananta's sins. So, and hell, maybe helping him out was a mistake. Honestly, thinking about it, maybe think about how different things could have been if Maruna had let Rao just take on all of Ananta's sins there. Yes, Rao would have turned into mush, effectively, but there would have been less of a burden on Ananta, and he probably would have been around for longer. He wouldn't have had to been put down as soon as he did. Do I think Godhava was actually weakened, or is he lying? I mean, it could go either way. But given the fact that when he was under that psychological transcendental, and his daughter in the form of a Taraka appeared, Shakuntala appeared as a Taraka, right? He didn't do anywhere near as much damage as I think he could have, but he was already kind of not aware and not him as himself. So I think maybe he's not as weak as he's playing himself off to be, but I do think he isn't in his strongest state. Obviously, he was weakened fundamentally after making the ocean in the Sura realm, as we know that happened, and then after Surifying in season 2 when he shouldn't have been able to because he's not in the Sura realm, even though he's in Azteca, and that's banned. It shouldn't have been able to happen. So that'll have had a recoil on him. So I do think he is weaker, but maybe not as much as he's saying him to be. So basically, I've played devil's advocate and sat on the fence in the middle of both of the options you gave me. Like a brick.
That's the Yellow Public Magic Academy.
Oh no, that was definitely Agni. They're holding the principal and students hostage inside this practice room. Both magic and transcendentals are useless, and any forcible measures will cost us the safety of the hostages.
But we can't have Lise go there by herself as they want. She no longer has the bracelet, and there are too many unknowns. It'll be too dangerous. It's okay, Mira. I have these shoes. You've seen what they do, right? Still. Plus, those people are claiming to know my dad's whereabouts. I might hear something important. I can't let a chance like this slip by.
Be careful. They're conscious of me and got rid of every fire within the academy. They know what they're doing.
Just take a pack of matches.
Like, just smuggle in a pack of matches. Like, what? In fact, you don't even need to smuggle in a pack of matches. Smuggle, like, something flammable and, like, a rock. And then you could use the Sword of Return and rock to make a fire. Right? You could make a fire. Like, you know, they're letting someone in. You could bring in tools to make a fire. Just saying. Like, there's a way around this. Like, there's a solution here to this problem. And there's a high chance they'll have something up their sleeve. Summon the Sword of Return if you feel threatened. I'll take that as a sign and move closer.
But those people don't want you to come. Wouldn't that jeopardize the safety of those hostages?
Your death is a much bigger issue. You get what I'm saying, right? So don't hesitate to summon the Sword of Return if things escalate to a dangerous level, okay?
Will do. What you just said might have been better to not tell her.
Why do you say that?
If summoning the Sword of Return could potentially put the hostages in danger, then she'll most likely try to hold out without summoning it. Lise I know will try her best to handle the situation with her bare hands.
You think so? Your time with Lise couldn't have been that long, and yet you talk about her as if you know her inside out.
Well, of course, we're friends.
Friends, huh? Season 3, episode 267, Kubera and Kubera 3.
Owner of the Sword of Return, your identity as Kubera Lise has been confirmed.
Leave the sword and come this way. Could you raise both your arms, please?
What's that thing?
It's an
instrument that detects god-level items. We can't risk having you bring in items that could pose a threat to us. Take the cloak off, please. But you can't separate this from me even if I take it off. Are you familiar with the hide of bondage? It sticks back to me as soon as I get away from it.
Then just take it off and hold it in your hands.
I will. I appreciate it. I guess it's similar to what they did when I took the test of the sword. At this rate, I might have to take my shoes off as well.
All done. You may go in.
Really? All done?
I mean, yeah, the shoes are like... Who is it that, like, sold them and didn't think they were even a Kubera item? That they just don't give off the atmosphere of a gold level item? Like... Yeah, Kali gave them to you. You shouldn't fucking trust those shoes. Okay? Those shoes are not to be trusted. What you like about Kubera is that every chapter feels like a season finale. To an extent, there are definitely some chapters that feel like interim, like it's a build, not a punch you in the face conclusion. But I get where you're coming from. A lot of them do, but not everyone. Not everyone. But I understand exactly what you're saying.
Yes. Is there something wrong?
Look, it's Chandra.
Oh, nothing. It's just way quicker than I expected. Really? I mean, I know these shoes weren't considered god-level items, but they did have a potent shielding effect. I'm surprised they didn't get detected.
Yeah, because the detectors did detect god-level items, but even gods didn't just perceive those as god-level items. But... Okay, Lise, whatever you say. Also, I don't want to, but, nice. Anyway, carrying on.
Whoa, you look strikingly similar to him. I almost thought you were the female Ralph for a second. Now that I'm here, can we let the students go? You think we're fools? The minute we do that, you unwelcome guests will barge into the store bus. But if you needed to talk to me in private like this, shouldn't the information be kept between us so it doesn't spread? Is it okay for those students to hear everything? Or did you never intend to free the hostages in the first place? Let the kids go. You stay. You're not a student, Principal Lilia. You're originally from Cart, and you were one of the passengers on that transport ship. You're qualified to serve as a witness.
Oh, fuck me. Hit my microphone. Apologise if that was loud. It probably wasn't. It didn't make a sound for me, so I hope it didn't make a sound for you. It might have done though. Although, with the filters I have in OBS, it should be fine. I hope it was fine.
If we need to pick one hostage, then it's you. Don't you also want to hear what happened that day between Rowley's, Ashrahiro, and Mira Simon?
Oh, we felt it's Simon, but Simon sounds more like a last name than Simon, so I'm going to say Simon.
Mira's also involved? Let's see. Now, where should I begin? Right. Let's start from the day we first saw your picture. My picture?
Yo, what the yo, whoa. First off, okay, hold up. Hold the fucking phone. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. No, hold the phone. Yeah, we're removing the filter for a sec. What? Lisa's shoulders are huge! Look at her shoulders! What the fuck? Yeah, I know she wields a sword and shit, but like, her shoulder's massive. Yo, she's working out. What the fuck? Look at her shoulder! It's huge! Bro, Lisa's in insane shape. I mean, I guess it makes sense. She does wield a sword and shit, but like, bloody hell! That's madness! I gotta get to work, bloody hell! It's insanity! Sorry. That shows like the size of a fucking head! Jesus! What peculiar detail to get hung up on? I'll put the filter back on, right? I don't want Webtoon to murder me on the spot. Yeah, we have.
Yes, a picture that was taken a lot long after you were born. Somehow got delivered to us after 5 years. Is a picture of baby you, with Anna Heiss. As soon as he received it, Rao went around and showed it to all of us.
Personally, your team Carly. No one in the universe deserves to continue to live. Only Lise and Ran and Yuta. Interesting. Very interesting. Obviously, you know things that I don't, because I assume you're caught up, but damn. That's condemning a whole lot of people to just non-existence. I mean, the gods I get, and a lot of Sura I get, but there are people there that I feel like you should be fine, right? Like, unless they've done horrible things that I'm not privy to yet. Crikey. That's a bold claim. That's a bold claim.
Rao went around and showed it to all of us. So, everyone who heard from Rao at the time knows that he and Anna had a daughter, and that his daughter was born in the year of the Cataclysm and lived in a remote village in the countryside.
This guy should probably sound a bit older. Like, you can even see by here that he's definitely older.
But then, I'm sure that most of them are dead by now. By dead, you mean? Or should I say, they were killed? Huh? Anyway, by that point, Rao had no intention of hiding your presence.
Wait. Do we think that by some twist of fate, these guys here are going to know what happened to Lisa's village? Not the Red Sky incident. Because nobody actually died in that. Do we think they're going to... Well, I mean, they'd be aware of the Red Sky, of course. But do we think that, they're going to be aware of what really happened that we saw when Ra met up with Kalavinka? Is that what we think is going to happen? You know? We got a situation like that, huh? Maybe. Could be interesting. Could be interesting. And if Lise learns about it, she'll probably break. She will probably fucking break. Anyway, yeah, I already read that. He told us about his plans to get married once he returned, and live his life, and live in his house in Aloth with you and Anna. And Anne, not Anna. Anne. Did you know that Ra had a house in Aloth? And that you have an enormous inheritance due to you? Your face tells me this is new to you. Not one of those people gossiping about you being Ra's daughter told you any of this? Nope. Actually, not someone... Nope, that's that is an important Twitter notification, but not one I'm gonna interact with yet. Or do people negate the fact that you're Ra's daughter? Actually, the situation during my childhood didn't allow my identity to be opened, and I wasn't even around during the last 7 years, so people probably just don't know much about the whole story. Aren't you naive? You're just like Ra. Do you even know how Mirha got from Kartsu alive? Sorry? Of course. Wasn't she on the same transport ship as Asha? The principal says no. A lot would have changed if Mirha had boarded that transport ship. When the transport ship was at risk of falling, while Vayu was unsummoned, Mirha could have resummoned Vayu to keep it from falling. And Ra wouldn't have had to jump in to stop the crash. Thing is, right, I feel like Lise won't hold this against Mirha. At least not from just this information. Simply because Lise, oh, Lise, you know, she's friends with Mirha. And everyone has their own survival instincts. Nobody wants to sacrifice themselves. And summoning Vayu could very well have killed her. And if the summoning hadn't worked out, you know, even though it almost certainly would have, you know, it more than likely would have, and then there'd be an extra god on the planet, you know, but you know, Lise doesn't know that. Could have failed, you know, she could have died, or Vayu might just not have answered, you know, it doesn't guarantee anything, even though it probably would have worked out, and then, bro, it wouldn't have died, but you know, there's a maybe, you could spin it that way, or something. Mirha did not make it on that transport ship. Instead, she was left on cart as it collapsed, all by herself, awaiting her death. Thanks for providing me with the transport ship ticket. Oh, is this the principal? Do we think this is this principal lady here? Do we think that this is her? She's a witness to this, which is why they've kept her around. Thank you for providing me with the transport ship ticket and introducing me to people. I do appreciate it. I regret things have to end this way. But since you getting on board screws my plan... Oh, this is probably Asha, then. There's no other choice. We could have been good friends if you didn't have that talent of yours. What a shame. I hope you get to be someone ordinary in your next life. You seem very uneasy. Of course, Lise might be in danger as we speak. You have something you're holding back, right? I mean, look, you can't hide things from a god. They have, oh, I guess people don't know about insight, do they? Unless a god tells you about insight, you don't know about insight. But even so, you really think lying to a fucking god would work? No, I'm not sure what you're trying to say. I rarely see this kind of inner mind in a human being.
Although there was one other person who showed me something very similar. Ashurahiro.
Or he saw the fucking big red X. Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, oh fuck, Miha! Miha!
I don't like that look on your face.
If I'm not mistaken, you and Asha met the same god and received an oracle. But I don't get why. I'm starting to see something like this in you just now. When all I've seen until now is a priestess with a good heart.
So something's changed. Before he didn't see this. Something's changed. What are you hiding from us, Miha? What are you hiding? Bro. This arc cooking already. We eat. I say we eating good, but whenever Kubera chapters drop, we always eat good. Like, that's just the way it is, you know? We always eat good during a Kubera chapter. Like, there's no eating bad in a Kubera chapter, right? Like, there's always eating good. Oof.
Some creatures are oblivious to the weight of their sins, no matter how heavy. Whereas others suffocate and suffer from the lightest sins. Considering how huge individual differences exist even among gods who've reached enlightenment, I can see how much more it must be for humans. Wouldn't you agree? I won't pry any further as long as you don't harm the current Lees. But if you ever run into Lila, be careful not to come in contact with her spear. I guess the hostages got released already. That was faster than I expected. Wait, Lee's hasn't come out yet. I guess they chose to talk in private without the hostages. The lady that came in requested them to let the students go. But they still have Princess Lilia. And the convicts are requesting something else now. Demanding Priestess Mira's presence. Go on. If you really consider Lise as your friend, I suggest you straighten things out without putting it off any longer.
Miha, what the fuck did you do? How did you get off cart? And what did you do to get off cart that is so horrible? And what have you done between the last time Agni saw you that has now changed the way that his insight is working on you? Like, what has happened to you? No, you were so sweet and pure. No. This just In the beginning of this chapter, the beginning of this chapter is the weakest part of it. I enjoy a lot more of what comes next. I see. I mean, I'm already liking this, so that's a good sign. She's too valuable of an asset to die like this. Oh, Shall I give you one more chance? What do you say? You can't talk. You can't even talk? It's Vishnu. Vishnu? Or Vishnu? Or Vishnu? Or Vishnu? The one that Vishnu said is him, but you shouldn't trust because it's him, but like twisted. And not currently pretending to be Vishnu. Which Vishnu is it? We've got 3 fucking hypothetical Vishnus right now. Schrodinger's Vishnu! There's 3 fucking Vishnus to think about. There's Vishnu, Kali pretending to be Vishnu, and the Vishnu that Vishnu mentioned that is Vishnu in the future after it disappears, but messed up. If Kubera could produce food, it would solve world hunger. Fuck, that's funny. That's funny. There, all healed up. You can get up now.
Thank you, but where is this place? It's an execution ground. It's entirely different from the one we came from. From the place. It's an entirely different place from the one where we came from. Both time and space-wise.
Vishnu is going to give Mirha the same choice that Asha had. That Asha took in a fucking heartbeat, by the way.
Who are you? How do you have this kind of power? Take a guess. Who do you think I am? Most likely the primeval god, Vishnu. See, I knew you're a smart one. No, you're not him.
Oh! Oh my lord. Okay. Okay. Now there's something. Now there's something. Okay. Alright. So this crosses off first Vishnu. We're now down to 2 Vishnus. We've got Kali Vishnu. Oh, up. Oh yeah. Yes. Okay. Oh, your jaws are shut. I'm surprised you're still breathing. Yeah. Thank you for putting it out. But whoo! Little Mirha fucking throwing punches. Yeah, it's a primeval god, but she don't give a fuck.
I don't even know what God Vishnu looks like. And yet the first thought that crossed my mind was that you're him. You can't be God Vishnu just because you use regeneration or teleportation skills. Not to mention, he disappeared during the cataclysm. My thought doesn't make sense. Chances are it's a normally derived conclusion. If so, I'll consider the possibility of you being someone else.
You'd like the bubble? Fair. Ah, yeah, okay. Effectively the antithesis of what happened to Claude. Do we think it's the same god, the mysterious hooded god that we've seen? We saw in the dreamscaping that Lila did, that gave Lila the spear, that we saw in the past that was God Kubera, but I don't... this feels weird for God Kubera. The one that gave... Obviously, the one in the dreamscape was the one that gave Claude his oracle. Do we think it's the same god? The one that also revived Irie as well. Don't forget that. Which is when it gave Claude his oracle. So... stuff.
That's disguising as God Vishnu to confuse and play with my mind? This is interesting. There's never been anyone who'd reached that conclusion. I mean, some had suspicions,
Asha.
but no one was ever as sure as you are now. And usually, most tend to give in out of fear. What gives you the audacity to give an unfavorable answer to a transcendent being? Is it because you think you're on the brink of death and you got nothing to lose? Even when I could give you another chance? I don't know what kind of chance you're referring to, but I can see that it's nothing righteous. Those people are tied up. Is that your doing? Well, I assumed it wouldn't be a fair fight, being that you're a kid, so I made it a little easier for you. Take this. If you kill all those people with this knife, not only can you get out of the doomed cart and go to Willarv, but also gain the power to take revenge on the bastard that put you through this. What cause and effect is there between killing those people and me escaping from cart?
There's no direct causal relationship. Lies.
It's just my way of testing you.
Lies.
If you pass this test, I'll tell you how you can go to Willarv. I refuse. You're testing someone using such an ill method. That not only do I believe that you're not God Vishnu, but anyone righteous for that matter. I choose my own death over having to kill those people.
But what goes wrong? Something clearly goes wrong and you end up doing something horrible. What goes wrong, Mirha? What goes wrong? I have faith in you. But you clearly don't have faith in yourself, and that means that my faith in you is definitely misplaced.
Oh yeah? Have it your way then. I'll do as you wish. If you don't crave to live, then you're of no use to me anyway. But I won't kill you here myself. After all, the choice is yours to make. You see that? The transport ship has left without you. The priestess's lifespan was running out, so she couldn't spare more time looking for you. Rao and everyone else, they all gave up on you and left. Did that bring out a little bit of regret? Still no thoughts of going back to the execution ground? I do not want to. Very well. Although you've rejected my offer, I highly respect the audacity you've shown me. And will tell you something very important. It's about the things that will happen on that transport ship you've missed.
I wonder if there's two Vishnus. Or is it Vishnu pretending to be two people? Oh, fuck off! Stop! Now you've had enough. Now we're back to 3 hypothetical Vishnus. We got away from that. Now we're back to 3 hypothetical Vishnus. Technically, that brings back to 4 hypothetical Vishnus. You've just complicated the matter. God damn, now we're entering your high-level complicated Vishnu theory. Come on. You need like a degree to understand this type of stuff, and I don't have that degree. I've got a chemistry degree. I'm not built for this. Clearly, Korigom has a Vishnu degree. Whatever that means. I assume this is the test that takes place before Asha took the test, but the Asha that took the test was the one that put Mirha in this situation. So Vishnu knew Mirha would refuse. Interesting stuff. Indeed. Oh god, but that had some weird timey shit. Oh god, my head. Korigom, I hate you, but I love you, but I hate you.
What did you just say?
You didn't hear me. I said Mirha caused Ra's death. The delay caused by the stopped engine room led to the priestess's death. And therefore, Vayu was unsummoned, and Rao had to sacrifice his body as a shield to land the transport ship safely. Had Mirha attempted to summon Vayu a little sooner, she could have prevented Rao from stepping in, and Vayu could have secured the safety of the transport ship. But no. She summoned Vayu only after Rao jumped in. She used God Vayu's power only to get herself rescued from Kart, even when she knew everything.
Even if what you said is true, that doesn't make it Mirha's fault. The fall of the transport ship wouldn't have taken place if the engine room hadn't broken down.
No, you're missing the point. The leading cause of Rao's death was the stopped engine room, but Mirha is also a contributor for blowing up the chance to save him when she could have done something. And yet, she's been pretending as if nothing has ever happened. Nothing ever happens. Nothing happens at all. The needle returns to the start of the song, and we all sing along like before. Living a life as the holy priestess of this land that people look up to. If only she'd summoned the god in time, Rao could have returned to his family safely, and your life would have been totally different. So, you see, the nice Mirha that you've seen so far is nothing more than fake hypocrisy. And the fact is, she's your greatest enemy. Someone you should have never kept by your side. There she comes. Watch. See for yourself. The disgusting true color of the accomplice who received an oracle and still ran away for her own well-being.
I guess you have no intention of talking things out peacefully. Why don't you deal with me if you're trying to pick a fight?
I'm at a loss for words. I told you she's one of the accomplices that killed Rao, but look at you. How could you do this as his daughter? I can't even imagine Rao's disappointment if he saw you like this. Lisa's gonna put it better than I could have.
No, it's the other way around. My father would have also rescued Mirha just like me. And he would have instead been disappointed in you people, in your lowly actions.
Yeah. Low key, Rao wouldn't be disappointed. Because the revenge, even if Lise was angry and took revenge, that would be the worst thing she could do in this situation. Revenge would solve nothing, and I'm not saying Lise is above petty revenge, because she's not. But she's been very reasonable and rational about the situation. So I think we can put Mirha being murdered by Lise to one side for the time being. And then lock it up, and then throw the box into the ocean, and pray that that Kurgan doesn't drain the sea until season 4. Okay?
How dare you! What do you know?
Oh, Agni's just here. Agni's just here. Agni's just here. Agni also just walked in.
I understand that you've been serving in prison for stopping the engine room. Were you unjustly set up and framed? Or are you also part of that accomplice you're talking about?
Yeah, I mean, these are the people that stopped the engine room, and they're trying to blame Rao's death on Mirha. Like, yeah, it's... Fucking... Ugh, plebs. Fucking plebs. Who do they think they are? Who do they bloody think they are? Like... Oh, fuck, I left FGO open on my phone. That would have been bad for my phone's charge. Teehee, teehee. Christ. God, one of my friends had a fucking tirade on Twitter. He plays Guilty Gear. He's an Angie main, and whenever you see someone rate Angie highly, he's losing his shit. He's trying to make a guide for how to counterplay against Angie. It's really fucking funny. Sorry, that's completely unrelated to this, but it is still very funny. It is still very, very funny. Oh my god, we got 420 drop frames. Let's go. That's so funny. It's only 0.2% frame, but it's really funny that it's 420. I'm so immature. Look at me. I'm an adult laughing at 420. Hee hee, 420. Hee hee. I'm actually such a clown. I'm such a buffoon.
The priestess that's currently summoning Vayu as we speak will take her last breath when the moon rises over that summit. The transport ship was destined to arrive on Willarv before then, but due to the power room issue, that causes a delay. The priestess's life runs out before reaching Willarv, and the transport ship loses Vayu's power and falls. Now, what could you do from all the way out here? You, Mirha Simon, the prospective priest candidate who's triple wind and possesses even higher divine affinity than the current priestess.
Oh no, not that fucking book. Not that fucking book. Not the Ida Hatu book. This book has never done anything good for anyone. This book has only ever caused problems. I think we should, not burn it, because burning books is wrong. But, you know, we should, bury it. Bury it? Bury it seems like a good idea. This book, we just Ida Hatu should go around by word of mouth. Not my book. Not my book. Not my this book. I don't trust this book. You know, no.
If you've been the center of everyone's expectations growing up, you can live up to that and be their heroine. Or you could focus on your rage toward that despicable Ashirahiro and those who left you behind, and disregard the fall of the transport ship. There's no guarantee my summoning would succeed, but it's also your only way out of here.
I've not read Berserk, so I can't comment on that, whether Berserk or Kubera is better. So I'll leave that for you guys in chat to fight over if you've read both. But for me, I don't have an opinion on Berserk because I've not read it yet. I know that sounds kind of blasphemous, not having read Berserk. but I haven't. So you learn something new about me every day, especially when I stream and I waffle a lot.
You'll give it a try before you die anyway. It's only a matter of attempting it sooner or later. I should also consider the possibility of your statement being false. Should the priestess still be alive when the moon comes up and I make a summoning attempt, I shall fail and lose my life. Though I'm a quarter, whether I was born with a long enough lifespan to withstand several summoning attempts is unknown. So for me, it's a gamble, in which I may end up blowing up my only chance of getting out of here. And that's what makes it a meaningful choice. I don't need something that yields the obvious. In my world, such a thing is worthless. Well, this is where my help ends, little lady. Oh, those legs will return to how they were at moonrise. I just healed them temporarily to facilitate our conversation. Don't resent me for giving them back to you. They were never yours to begin with.
This Vishnu might not even be the same Vishnu that Asha met, since this one seems to be trying to pit Miha against Asha. Yeah, but that might just be Vishnu's game. That might just be that Vishnu's game plan. You know, to sow chaos. If it is Kali pretending to be Vishnu, right? If we were to go with that hypothetical, then this would sow chaos, which is exactly what Kali wants. Right? She has a plan that she's following, but that plan involves sowing a lot of chaos and disorder within the universe. You know, it's kind of what she presides over, right? So, I actually think that pitting them against each other is very much something that the same Vishnu could do if it is Kali Vishnu and not Vishnu Vishnu or any of the other Vishnus. But if they are different Vishnus, now we're at 5 potential hypothetical Vishnus. And the thought scares me that this number might get bigger. Season 3, episode 269. Nice. Kubera and Kubera, 5.
The other two at the door don't seem to want to fight me.
See? Even you agree it's possible. 5 hypothetical Vishnus. There's probably a Vishnu for every time they've reset the universe. Hold on, now that's a thought. Now that's a thought. Isn't it? Because seemingly the gods retain some information or have the ability to conceive of what might have happened in a different universe if they receive knowledge from someone that knows it. For example, take Ananta, right? In My Delusion. Vishnu was able to Stefan, I hate what you've just put in the chat. Oh god, please don't tell me the number of hypothetical Vishnus is going to grow with every chapter. Please, no. I don't want to even, I'm not going to concede, I'm not going to let that thought plague my mind. I'm going to continue with the even worse hypothetical I was on. Right? The gods Vishnu then is able to figure out and facet what could have happened in a previous universe or a previous time that no longer exists. Which then could have created the identity of that timeline's Vishnu within Vishnu as a part of his own intellectual, because Vishnu's clearly smart and oh no, oh no. If there is a Vishnu for every failed universe within Vishnu, there's infinite hypothetical Vishnus. There is an infinite number of hypothetical Vishnus. Just read. I need to stop thinking. Don't use your brain. Just read. Only use the information Korrigan gives you. Don't think. Oh, God.
The other two at the door don't seem to want to fight me. And so why are these people so hostile? Are they reacting sensitively to my comment about my dad getting disappointed in them? Even so, this erratic behavior is a bit too much. They're magic offenders, so they must either be pure...
Oh, the fucking hiccups. No! I've been struck down for my absurd hypotheticals. Which magic would give someone the hiccups? The most useless, funny, and just inconvenient spell ever. It's like just a random low-level Nastika's spell is to give someone the hiccups. That wouldn't even make sense. But it's funny to think about.
So they must either be purebloods or quarters. Let me apply a gentle touch. Just gently.
What's happened?
They won't budge. Are they halves then? Or is it the items? I guess I'll put a bit more pressure.
Exactly. Yeah, the hiccup spell sounds like a silly fiendish magic spell, right? Like, I don't know, just pick a random fucking Surah and then make it their one of their spells. Oh my god. Because something like that, just like a Surah that's really petty, or is plagued with the hiccups, and so their fiendish spell is to give someone unending hiccups until they die from hiccuping too much. I don't know how that would occur.
Oops, I overdid it. Are you alright?
Vasuki magic. Oh man, poor guy.
You move a little further and the bomb equipped in this arm will go off. Of course, you won't die from such an explosion, but I will for sure. Your Rao's daughter. If you took after him, you won't move in this situation, right?
Mira! Oh?
Mr. Lutz, there were 3 of them, not 6.
What?
After gathering all damaged remains from the explosion site, 3 additional dead convicts were identified. Out of the 6 protesters, 3 have already died there.
Then, who are those protesting right now?
The protesters revealed their identities themselves, so there was that possibility of them being fake. So out of the 6, 3 are already deceased.
So you got Paolen, Yolda. So alive, we got Paolen, Mera Hollow, and Lucia Bell. Of the dead, we've got Volda Yun, Glowin Nock, and Cillian K.
And we can't even be sure about the remaining 3. There was a magic shopping mall on their path. It's very likely that the escaped convicts stole magic items from here during the strike. The one with the prosthetic arm must have changed their battery at the Creation brand and...
But if there was a theft, we should have received a report.
Mr. Lutz, I'm sure you've heard of some Creation brands making illegal weapons or humanoids. Chances are they would have let it go without reporting to hide their productions.
God Agni is with them, so everything should be fine. Yeah. Messing with fire when the god of fire is right before you. I was wondering what kind of daring humans would do such a thing. They weren't humans to begin with. Things will get dangerous if humans use the power of science in this manner. A quarter with a transplanted serum body. I knew it all along, but it's way more disgusting than I imagined. You've been faking those as prosthetic legs all this time. Now I'm curious about the bullshit you pulled on everyone to conceal the truth about the sudden drop in your top 2 divine affinity. God Agni, didn't you think something was odd? Even if Mirha Sima knew about God's insight and tried to avoid it. When people who could trigger her memory appear and set up an incident like this, she couldn't have helped to think about the past. Then wouldn't you have seen something?
Something that prevents your insight, that is. Actually, a quarter with transplanted body parts from a sewer is nothing new. It can be shocking to humans who are only taught general history. But if you take into account all the falling planets and unrecorded histories, there were countless such cases. Not to mention... Is that... I feel like that might be who I... Either that's a quarter with a transplanted body part, or it's fuck. What Clanishes? You know, the girl, nameless girl that got the Nastika's name. There's a K on it. Kinara, there we are. Maybe. Could be. Yeah, they look distorted. They look, oh no, they don't really look Kinara-esque. They look more Yaksha-esque, so maybe not. Maybe I'm just wrong, I think. Not to mention that Willive has the most extreme case of all. Huh? Yeah. Oop. That's a good luck work. I feel bad that I've got this week off, otherwise I would help. I just got a message from my work, not to me specifically, but in the group chat we have. One of the managers put a message in the group chat going, can someone please come in as soon as possible? That's that's rough. That's funny. I imagine that they're surprisingly busy, which is weird for a Wednesday. We're not normally busy on this day, but sure. Anyway, enough about my life. Kubera, more important things. It seems you have no resentment regarding your own charges over the power room incident, unlike those who snuck out. You seem rather obsessed with Mirha and Lees. Those who snuck out? You know, the two who were guarding the door. They were trying hard to blend in with the hostages to get out, so I looked the other way. You knew and just let them go! Yep, I could see through their minds. But you're different. You're the culprit who not only used the ERN-5 transport ship incident as common ground, to provoke those who resent their unfair convictions, but also disguised yourself as one of them. T. Hello, Pate. T. I agree. T. Ah, you've been lurking, I see. I see. Good to know you're caught up. Good to know, good to know. I thought it wouldn't hurt to let it ride for a bit. To see what an escaped convict who can resist my insight wanted to achieve with all this. You played along. Just to see. 2 times speed to the rescue. Fuck me. The most I can watch a video on is 1.25. I can't watch on anything quicker than that, otherwise I just don't absorb the info. But hey, fair play, fair play. Did you really think I was sitting on my hands because I couldn't handle something like this? Anyway, go ahead and carry on with your plan. Oh, she's quite pretty. Unimportant. Just know that depending on the outcome, someone will be held responsible. So, God Agni, are you going to be the judge? You don't expect much Mirha development in this arc. Neither did I. Neither did I. But I'm also very scared about it. But I think things are gonna be fine. Everything will work out nicely. You know, I think things will work out fine. You know, I think it'll be fine. We'll be pleasant. It'll be, you know, we'll be a bit complicated, but we'll be fine. I'm being really hopeful. Even though Kubera is a tragedy overall. Oh no, nope. I won't be the one to judge. It'll be Kubera. Kubera, oh, who art thou? Oh, so we've seen her before. I see. Going on retconning
hair colors, but I suppose it doesn't matter. Right, I'm gonna go get a glass of water. So I'll be gone for like 2 minutes, I suppose, and then I'll be back. So, you know, I know you've just caught up, Hearted. I'm about to dip for a minute, but don't get restless. We'll be back in like 2-3 minutes. While I go get some water, and I'm gonna get my glasses a clean because they're mildly annoying me. So yeah, back in a few. Boo. We are back. Why don't I put my earphones in? I don't need these in. Right, there we are. I have some hydration. I have a hydration glass. Hydration glass? What the fuck does that mean? Water. There we are. Just to spook you with a from drinking water. I'm fucking waffling again. But yes, we are back. How are you all? Let me see if the chat. Yeah, you yapping about Hope and Mir's legs. I don't know whether I'd call them pretty, freaky, but no, I think they're cool. I can't lie, I think they're kind of tight. Like, you know, he's got monster legs. Hydration liquid. That's probably a more accurate descriptor of the thing in my glass, being as it's just water. So it's purely hydration liquid. It's not dehydration liquid like a alcohol. Where am I going with this? Right. Anyhow.
Then let me ask you one thing first. My father, where is he now? I told you already. Because Mira didn't summon the guard in time, that he died trying to save the transport ship from falling. But when I arrived, I was told you knew my father's whereabouts.
It's more hydration liquid than water. No, it is just water. Well, yes, it's filtered water. So, it doesn't have any... Well, it has some minerals. Because I don't have a fucking... You know, it's not ultra pure water that you would not want to drink. Because that would fuck you up. It's just filtered water. So it's got, you know, just like the small minerals in it. It doesn't have any heavy stuff. It'll be less hard as well. If you were to do tests on it to find out the hardness of it, it would be softer water because it's been filtered. So the heavier metals that would have made it harder would have been stripped out by the filtration process. By filtration process, I mean, you know, like the filter jugs that do a little bit of the work. So it is technically slightly more hydrating than, you know, as a chemist. Yeah, you're right. I should know how to describe my liquids. But I didn't do physical chemistry, so describing the physical aspects of them isn't my strong suit. I'm more of an analytical chemist than anything. You know, okay, leave me alone. Also, what? Miha's mom had a bug face? When was this shown? Try again, Pate. Try again. Spectroscopics. Oh, really? I don't remember that. I just remember Miha. I was like, oh, she's cute. I mean, Miha's pretty. Like, she's like top 10. Like, most attractive characters in this series. And that's probably a bold claim. You probably don't want to know the rest, but I don't know the rest. I've just pulled that number out my ass. So yeah, we ballin'. Do a fucking top 10 Kubera video of how hot they are. Kubera hot or not? Bloody hell. Spectroscopically describe hydrating liquids. No! No! I'm finished with university. I don't want to be thinking about these things. Still, yeah. The legs are cool. The legs are just cool. In fact, this will probably explain a lot. I'm going to do something real quick. That will probably explain why I think Miha's legs are cool. Here we are. Let me find her. There she is. There she is. Right, now how am I gonna... I can just do this. Can I go here and image? And then... Yeah, so I need to save it. Hold on. I'm gonna do this. I'm proving this point. Hold on, save image as. This is so fucking stupid. This is the fucking dumbest stuff. Why am I doing this? I'm doing this because it's fun and I want to prove a point. I think Miha's legs are cool as fuck. Right. Here, I'm gonna explain a lot with why I think actually those legs make Miha more. I prefer Miha more. Oh no, it's a fucking who invented the WebMP file? Right, let me go get a better file that I can prove the point I'm trying to make. This is such faff for very little gain. Oh my lord. Let's not go with that one. That one will say a bit too much about me. Will that one do? No, it's a bit shit image. This one? Yeah, this one seems fine. Be a fucking... It's a bloody WebM... My lord. Malice Cockroach. I do not love... Oh, Miha's mom. Yeah, Miha's dad, sorry. Who's a bigger monster? Godhava or Asha? That's a tough one. That's a really hard one. Why am I struggling so hard to find a fucking JPEG or or a PNG for this character that I'm trying to use to prove my point about about Mia's legs? Jesus Christ. Why is this so fucking difficult? I might just have to go with the one I didn't want to go with because it's a bit too much. Surely there's gonna be one. Is this a WebMP file? Please just do not be a WebMP file. Oh my god, there we go. Fuck me. Right, there we are. Jesus Christ. I've faffed around for so long. Right, but as you were saying about who's the bigger monster, Asha or Godhava, that's a very difficult question. It kind of... So, Asha's done a lot of horrible stuff. Deliberately. I mean, so has Godhava. But at the time Godhava was doing it, he was fucking mad. Well, more just he didn't really think at all, but he was doing it because he wanted to. But at least Godhava's tried to reform himself. So Godhava? But I guess it depends on the intent behind Asha doing stuff? I don't know, but yeah, let me put this in. Here we are. Right, you see this? This is Meltrillis from Fate. Right, you see the legs? Yeah, do you understand? I fucking love Melt. Anyway, enough of that. There we go. Right. Fuck it. That took so long. Why did proving my point then take so goddamn long? Why did that take so goddamn long? Oh, Jesus Christ. That was something. You can tell I'm a professional. Godhava has committed atrocities just for fun. Which, I mean, it is true. He did do it to pass time and for entertainment and for his own enjoyment. I mean, they're both monsters and they're both fucking irredeemable. But if I had to pick a lesser, at least one of them's trying, even if it's very loosely trying to be a better person, and only partly because they're incapable of doing the things they used to do, right? At least they're trying. You know? You know? Right. Sure, we'll go with that. Right. Anyway, Lee's being told about... Yeah, so that's where we were. I went on that fucking tangent. And we had the... Jesus. I really do need to stream more. That's one of my New Year's resolutions that I didn't mention on Twitter. Is, If you're talking about the present, Gani is better, but overall he is so much worse. I can see that. Yes, I can see that. Yes, but then he was born immature and changed his heart... Yes, but then he was born immature and changed his heart for him. Yeah. I mean, again, he's trying, you know. Doesn't redeem him. Doesn't make his bad... Him trying to be a better person, better creature, better existence, doesn't undo the things he did. He is still responsible for the things he did in the past. Trying to redeem himself does not void them or make it any less worse. But he's at least trying, whereas Asha doesn't give a fuck. Asha's going to continue to commit atrocities if she needs to. Yes, you say Asha tried to get along, but also Asha is the reason why Lisa's life went to shit, so she was only really doing that out of sympathy. And trying to get along with someone out of sympathy when you're the reason that they're in a position where sympathy would be bestowed kind of makes, that whole thing null, right? But again, the ethics of this are... Yeah, Kubera is so good with its philosophy and its ethics questions. Like, I remember doing the video of, like, morally good and morally evil thing, a while back. And one of the comments was really interesting. Because I was framing the video from the most obvious thing, from my perspective, as a human being, as a living creature, as me, my perspective on what's good and evil. And one of the comments was saying that I should have also tried to evaluate it from the perspective of gods and suras and shit. And I thought that was really interesting, because yeah, you could do that. But why would I? I'm human. I'm going to evaluate things from a human perspective. I mean, Indra going over his compassion, yes, that is a thing he did, and Indra is a dick. I would push Indra down a flight of stairs if I could. He's not real, so that's not a... Saying that isn't a crime, right? Because he's not real. Weird world we live in where I have to consider that. Right. Fucking hell. Fucking hell.
That's why I had hopes of him still being alive somewhere. But now you're telling me that he passed away? So his death is his whereabouts you're referring to? I haven't witnessed his last moments, but he couldn't have survived that situation. Rao plummeted to the ground with a neutral bow. The entire surrounding landscape is reported gone due to the crash impact. How could a pureblood walk out of that alive?
It's like Karagam says, there are no good guys or bad guys, only victims. Yes, yes, very true. No one could have put it better than, the author herself. God damn it, Karagam. God damn it. Why you gotta be so good? Why you gotta be so damn good?
Plus, he would have gone to you had he survived. That's what the Rao I know would have done. I know how dearly he wanted to see you. There was no way he would have disregarded you all this time.
Meha? What's this? What? Why are we getting a response from you to this? Meha? Meha? Dear, what's going on? What's going on?
Are you saying that your claims about my father dying hasn't been accepted for 18 years since the year in 5 until now?
Correct. And that's not all. His ownership of the neutral bow has also been denied. I heard people succeeding in using it, revealing his name on it, so I assume that by now, everyone knows Rao is the owner. But that wasn't the case in the year N5. They rushed through the lousy trial to wrap up everything, and dismissed all claims all claims from us terrorists. And while I was incarcerated, Rick Seiran came to see me.
Don't worry and go ahead.
What's going on? All visitors supposed to be surveilled. Probably shouldn't sound that insane in this position, but sure.
Well, he urgently needed to use the restroom, so let's give him a break. Rowley's happens to be pretty well off. And for me to say that he's pretty well off, he has to be super wealthy. But the thing is, he has no first cousin kinship that can inherit his fortune under the current will of inheritance law. Therefore, in case he's deceased, all assets will be donated to his sponsored kids and the Fighters Guild in an 8-to-2 ratio. Now, does it click you?
Does it click you? Does it click to you?
Why they weren't even willing to listen to a word you said?
Because they were probably saying that Ra has a daughter, and therefore she would be the rightful inheritor to all of that wealth. However, they don't want the wealth to vanish, as it were. They'd rather use it for their own ends. Season 3, episode 270, Kubera 6.
The Fighters Guild intends to deny Ra's death and insist he's alive somewhere. That way, they can officially take over his entire wealth and say they're maintaining it on behalf of their lost members.
But wait. Kubera more well known. Where are you, Marika? That was a million years ago, I feel like I said that. Or if you scrolled through chat and read some of the earlier messages, in which case, yeah, you'd see that. But wait, there are others beside us who've seen the picture of Ra's daughter and were caught and charged with terrorism. But those people were released.
Interestingly enough, all of these were either killed in an accident or went missing.
I was about to make a comment comparing this to real life, but I value my safety, so I won't.
Being in prison like this might help you guys live longer, you know?
You think this is funny?
All of Ra's items, accounts, and real estate are already under the Fighter Guild's care. They can't sell the house for his account. They can't sell the house, but his accounts will be drained in a matter of a few years. And since those fighters are morons when it comes to investing. As for his items,
They'll most likely be lost after getting rented out to the public without discretion. Although nobody will ever know whether they are truly lost.
Whether that... What's your point? Can you see I'm stuck in here?
The neural bow. It's a god-level item that was recently found, and based on its location, there's no doubt it fell from the transport ship from Cart. But there's no name engraved or anything, and some halves are claiming it's Rao's. What do you say? Do you really think it's Rao's?
That's exactly what we've been claiming all along. We said over and over again that that's what Rao used to save the transport ship from crashing, but we were ignored every time.
All that was before the bow was found. Plus, the guild was bent on locking all of you up in prison, so it's not surprising that your claims about the item your claim about an item that wasn't even found were discarded as gibberish. But now the bow has been found. It'll be put up for auction unless the ownership can be verified within the next 2 weeks. And I don't expect the Fighters Guild to sit and let that happen. They'll come to you for more information, such as where Rao's name's engraved. Then you'll tell them everything, thinking someone's finally ready to believe your story, and the Fighters Guild will take the bow without paying a dime. In the end, you'll end up doing them a favor while you rot in this space. By the way, I bet it's inconvenient to get by in prison with your arm like that. I hope there's a way for me to help you.
The name on the neural bow only appears when you pull the bowstring, but it requires an intense amount of vigor to pull that string, and you can't even see it normally. Not to mention, even if you get lucky enough to pull it, the name can't be seen from your direction. In other words, finding evidence to prove Rao is its owner will be impossible unless all the pieces come together.
Is that so?
In return for my information, Rish provided an upgrade and a maintenance program for my arm. And not only that, but she also provided my friends with what they needed.
Rish helping prisoners. Interesting.
She was a completely different person than an irresponsible judge who'd sentenced and neglected all of us. At least to us, Risewa was a much better person than Saha-an, who only cared about external reputation. That bastard! What does he know about Mr. Saha?
Let's hear him first. You've been beating around the bush this whole time. Let's clarify some stuff about the power room now. Who did it? Why they did it? And how they stopped the power room. There would have been a record if magic had been used. But for an incident that sent everyone involved to prison for magic offenders, there are hardly any records of magic usage other than traces of regeneration magic used to deal with the aftermath.
That's because no magic was used to stop the power room. None of us were graduates from a University of Magic, and some have never been to a magic academy. We wouldn't even dare commit a magic offense.
Nice of her, I suppose. But at the end of the day, these people did commit a horrible act, you know? Resulting in Rao's death. And spiraling Lisa's life into oblivion and really setting in motion the chaos of the story that could happen. Although I guess you could say that's how Rao is able to unite with Ananta and therefore take on some of Ananta's sins, allowing him to maintain himself for longer, so technically, for the sake of the universe, they did something good. When you think about it like that. I suppose, yeah, sure. That's kind of wild to think about, really, isn't it? What the fuck?
He said that using magic would leave traces.
Who is he?
And that the incident had to be caused manually, with a determination to give up one arm if it needed to be.
Your arm, or Asha's. Alright, let me make a different approach. Do you think he is the same being as the one who gave Mirha her oracle?
No way! He clearly said that The one who gave Mirha her oracle was his enemy. He also said whether Rao lived or died solely depended on Mirha's actions, and the god could only save Mirha if she delayed summoning him.
Yes, but also, and did Teo know? I don't know. Oh, I don't know.
Hold on. Does that mean that the summoned god left right after moving Mirha? Why not stick around like God Agni does? Well, wouldn't it be better to hear that answer from Mirha? You don't want to talk? Fine. Then I'll tell you what I think. I think he just despised her. He responded to her summons with the hope of being able to rescue Rao. But he realized it was too late. I didn't want to have the human beings who let Rao die as his summoner. Think about it. The god even gave Rao the neutral bow. That's how fond of him he was. So, how could he forgive her? She's someone who used the summoning magic which could have saved everyone for her own sake only. That's not true. That's a lie. Now you feel like talking. Go ahead. Then, tell the truth about those legs and how you got to Willarth.
Well, yeah, Mirha wasn't the one who sabotaged the ship. It was these fuckers who fucked around with the engine rooms. Like, trying to say, yes, but Mirha could have saved him, and we're not doing it. She's responsible. It's retarded because you're the one that set up the engine room. Right? Like, hold on. He that told you this, right? He said that the one who gave Mirha her oracle was his enemy. And so he told you to do something that would put all the onus on Mirha, who is technically, indirectly working for his enemy. That doesn't make a single bit of sense from the perspective of that situation. When you think about it for even a microsecond, if those two were actually enemies. Yes, Mirha doesn't deserve this. She deserves much better. And yeah, they need to get Ra's name out their mouth. They're just spitting and they're just chatting utter shit. Like, they need to stop mentioning Ra's existence.
There's no guarantee that what that entity has told me is all true. I shouldn't trust his information just because he gave me credit for my bravery and extended his seemingly kind gestures. Let's think again. Either I summon the god at moonrise and save the transport ship in Asha, or delay the summoning and take my revenge and be the sole survivor. The transcendental being handed me this book and presented me with two choices, as if those were the only choices I had. But that's not true.
It's a good thing Mirha's smart. You know? She's a clever cookie. She's a clever cookie. Right? She's smart. She knows what she's doing. You know? She's no fool. She's no buffoon. She knows what she's up to. She knows how to get by in life. Yes. What am I saying? I'm just... You know when you say things and, you know, you kind of just waffle and words come out your mouth and you don't really know what the intention behind any of them really was? Yeah, that was that, you know? That was that. Oh, heavens above. Heavens above. There we are.
After all, he encouraged me. He's someone who's encouraged me to kill, emphasizing the worthlessness of those lives with a cold stare. An act of kindness coming for such an entity can't be normal. I was doomed to die anyway, and I was prepared to face my death. Then I refused to take his recommendation. I choose neither.
Going to the water channel. Interesting. Mucho interesante. Come on, fucking 2 languages there. 2 languages I don't know how to speak either. I can't speak Spanish, I can't speak French. Like the two languages I just can't speak. I don't know why I chose those languages. Sorry, I was distracted by something. Yes, Miha is a good girl. She is sweet, so precious. How many chapters have I done today? I'll find out when I read the title. I'll probably make this one the last one for this stream, and we'll end it after this. So, bear that in mind. I mean, I've been going fucking 2 hours. I could probably go longer if I really wanted to. I could go like 3 or 4. But, I also want to eat lunch, have a shower, play some video games with my week off. So, yeah. Oh, I'll also tell you now, because it's interesting and a little fun talking point. But in about 2 months' time, assuming all goes according to plan, I'm going to Japan for like 10 days. So there won't be any. Well, there will be. I'll pre-record some stuff for it close to the time. But there won't be any streams or anything like that. There won't be any like live reactions like with Tower of Gods and new chapters or Blue Lock to those new chapters. And there'll be very limited content. I'll try and do Kubera. I'll try and pre-record like a bunch of Kubera reactions, shorter ones, just so I can get them out while I'm gone. But there will not be much content for those 10 days in March and when I go. But I thought I'd let you all know now. I don't know why I let you all know now, but it's because I'm planning it now and it's fresh in my mind. And I'm going to Japan. That's neat shit. But yeah, I'll just bring that up because it came to mind when I thought about things. Right.
The water channel was shut down following the recent gush of water. There's no more large amount of water flowing, and what's left is all frozen. Leaders of Kart chose to rely on the god's power to fly to transport the transport ship to Willarve, due to their concerns over any potential dangers lurking inside this water channel. Summoning the god was successful, but the death magicians began to know that the summoner's imminent death, and as word got around that there might not be a second transport ship, the ticket price got to get on the first one skyrocketed.
Mainly gonna be in Tokyo, but I've got some stuff done. I'm gonna go see Fuji. I plan to definitely go see Fuji. I might get a trip, like a day trip out to like Kyoto or something. Because the hotel I'm getting, I'm gonna be staying in Tokyo. Because it's only 2 hours by bullet train to Kyoto. I could go to Kyoto first thing in the morning, faff around there, and then get back for the evening. So I'm probably gonna do something like that. Go wander around Kyoto, go see temples and shit. You know, eat good food, obviously, and then maybe at the end go to Akihabara and spend ludicrous amounts of money because I've saved up quite frivolously saved frivolously. That does saved frugally would be the correct way of saying that. But hey ho. Anyway. Miha Simon, you've been designated as the next potential summoner in case of emergency. Your seat has been reserved, so you don't need to purchase any ticket. It will be mega fun. It will be mega fun. I'll be going in March, which is like an alright time to go. It's not the best time to go by any stretch, because obviously, it's not cherry blossom season, but also going in cherry blossom season is more expensive. It's busier, especially if you're in cities, which I will be. So it's more appropriate for me to go now. And also I need to use my holiday from work before March, the end of March, and I've got like 3 weeks of fucking holiday to use. Because I forgot to use it because I thought I only had 1 week, but I just didn't pay attention to how much I'd accrued and saved up to use. So I'm not going to use it before, the next annual, fiscal year. But yeah. Yeah, I know there's a lot of really cool bars in Japan. I will definitely be drinking while I'm over there. Do I have a good camera to immortalize the moment? I have a phone. I have a phone. I mean, in fair, modern phone cameras aren't half bad, But maybe I'll get like a nice camera. I could. And then, I could, because I will ultimately do the YouTuber thing of, you get back from, YouTuber goes to Japan, comes back, makes a video talking about their time there. I'll almost certainly do something like that. I might even like record myself while I'm there with my phone and get some footage to put in like a mini vlog video thing. I'm going to do the YouTuber thing. Like I make YouTube videos and I'm going to Japan. Of course I'm going to make a "so I went to Japan, here's what it was like" video. You know what I mean? Like it's just going to happen, but you know. So I'll definitely get some footage and some photos to immortalize everything. Of course.
Damn, I'm so jelly. Ugh. I could use her ticket if she didn't need one. If she doesn't need one. Talent, wealth, connections. She's got it all.
Depends on the phone a lot. I've got an iPhone 15. I've got like a relatively new phone. Yeah, but obviously a DSLR would be, would be peak. But then also I'm not much of a photographer. I feel like if I spent $150 on a camera, or like a lot of money on spent money on like a nice camera, I wouldn't make the most of it. Although I guess because to be fair, going to Japan this year isn't actually gonna be that expensive. Obviously, after I've got a car, and then running a car, maybe I won't be able to go as frequently. But I could probably, as long as I save sensibly, I could probably go every year, theoretically speaking, if I like it enough. Like go South Korea at some point as well. That's something I want to do. Obviously, I want to go to America at some point, visit the States. So, we've got travel plans. And while I'm young and I'm in my 20s and I'm not tied down by like a full 9-to-5 job, full-time, 80-hour week, 40-hour week, I might as well. This is the time. Yeah, the yen is pretty low as well, so my money will go far. I've looked up some prices, like a bullet train ticket is only like there and back is only like 100 quid. And saying 100 quid for a train ticket sounds absurd if you're in Europe or possibly in America. But in England, a train ticket is fucking expensive. Train tickets are absurdly expensive. Luckily, I've never really needed to buy them, but train tickets are fucked, man. They're just so stupid. It's shit. Like, Birmingham to London is absurd, but fucking... You gotta catch a train? Speaking of trains, bloody hell. Yeah, you go enjoy your train ride. I hope it hasn't cost you a fortune. Ta-ta. Right, let us progress with this chapter, which again, as I've said, will be the last one for the stream. Obviously, the VOD will be up forever, because I'm never deleting the channel or the VOD, unless, I don't know, I get held at gunpoint or told, here's £1 billion, delete the VOD. In which case I'd download it and then upload it again later. Anyway, carrying on. Yeah, you'd go across the country for that money in Europe. In England, you go from, like, shithole city 1 to shithole city 2. And it'll take you, like, fucking 9 years to get there as well. God, I hate the train service in the UK. It's so ass. HMRC is so ass. HMRC? HMRC? I don't know, but yeah. Well, they're privatized, but the reason why trains in the UK are so expensive is because they're owned by German and French companies. So our train prices are super high, so that train prices in like France and shit can be cheaper. Like the main train line in in England is owned by the French. The damned French! But yeah, it is a problem with privatized rail. But it's privatized and owned by companies outside of England, which is why it's absurdly expensive. If it was owned by companies in the UK, it wouldn't be as bad, but here we are. Here we are. Anyway.
My father, the priestess of Willarve, was waiting for me to get there, so I had no reason to hold on to my wealth here. Here, take this and all my remaining property to get these friends their tickets, please.
Whoa, Mira, you never let us down. Thank you so much.
I meant well, but that girl must have taken it the wrong way.
Yeah, it's not very efficient, but it works. You know? I'm not saying it's the best way to do it, because it's not. But it does work. And when have things been efficient? If you can take the easy route. You know, give the hardest job to the laziest person and they will find the easiest way to do it. You know what I mean? You've probably seen that adage somewhere. Why? Because the government have made dumb choices. That's why. You know, dumb choices is why. But you know, here we are. I wasn't around at the time, so I can't complain. I didn't get to say. Anyhow,
Maybe she even wished evil on me, just like that other time. It's all because your dad's still alive. That's why you can laugh and smile. That's why you can shine. You should have become just like me.
shut up, Asha. Fuck off.
She was someone who sympathized with others' misfortune, but agonized over their happiness, and craved parental love. But since Rao was to be her sponsor when she got to Willarve, I had hopes of her changing for the better. I didn't expect her to go this far just because she hated me. I'm starting to feel cold. The insulation in my clothing must be wearing off.
Your clothes don't look insulating at all. Miha, your clothes don't look insulating at all. They look like you'd be fucking freezing in, like, the middle of spring wearing that. Like, what the fuck? Miha, where's the insulation? You got big, long sleeves. Where's the insulation? Anyway.
Has anyone successfully passed through this closed water channel and arrived at Willarve? Magic would only get me so far, even if I used it the most effectively.
Magical clothes. I know, I'm just being facetious for fun, okay? I'm just being facetious. I'm doing it on purpose to be annoying.
Not to mention the time limitation with my legs imposed on me, then...
Do you plan to summon a god then? Ah, capital K! Capital K! Season 3, episode 271, Kubera and Kubera, 7. We've done 7 chapters today. Insanity. I don't think I've done a reaction this long in ages. Like, it's been so long since I've done a reaction this long. Don't go in any further. There's a sewer that drowned 20 million... There's a sewer that drowned 20 million Cart residents, and another one that blew up 400,000 of them. You'll be dead before you can even say a word.
You are...
Who do you think I am?
A god? Why, an Azteca. I really don't know. What's this? All I could think of was Vishnu when I encountered the other guy.
That's strange.
That's how I was at least able to suspect something. But not him. This time the shimmering light around him is my only lead. But I can't help thinking that he's not that
god. What? Is it because he's lost some of his... Is that because he's lost his name? Or lost the power of his name? Right? Right? Surely? Is it something along those lines? I imagine?
He's so ominous and dreadful.
Your keen intuition is quite rare for a human. You're right. I do not belong anywhere. And I am nothing. But I can send you to Willarve from here. Can you be more specific about that guy?
He was ominous and horrid.
What else? He must be a higher being to be just nothing. What? Okay. Anyway, you did good. Not summoning the god, that is.
Regeneration magic only works for her clothes. For her clothing?
Interesting. So whatever was covering the sewer legs isn't restorable with magic. So this is their optimal state. Because regeneration magic restores something to its optimal state, so that state is optimal. It's highly suspicious to have her legs at time out just when the priestess's lifespan ends.
You think he did that on purpose?
Well, I've got a pack in Pokemon TCG Pocket. Let's go open that live on stream and see what nothing I get. Let's do it right now, chat. Let's go. Let's even full screen it. Let's do this. Live pack opening. Live pack opening. You ready for this? Okay. We've got the pack. We're loading the pack. We're going to spin. I'm just going to spin. I'm going to pick a random one. Okay, chat? We've got this, chat. We've got this. I'm opening Mythical Island because I want the Crown Remu. This one? Okay, we're going with this one? Let's rip it. Okay. I didn't see anything. This is awkward as fuck. I think this is a nothing pack. It's a nothing pack. Exactly what I thought. Oh well, what a shame. 4 psychic cards in that pack though. Interesting. Anyway, back to our regularly scheduled programming of Kubera, One Last God. That's the other great thing about streaming. I can do stupid shit like that, and you all have to sit through it.
So, she could tell the time without needing to see the moon actually rise?
Yes. It was so she could have summoned at the right time, even in a place where the moon is not visible to her. Which means, your decision to go through the water channel was also within the scope of their expectations.
He also said something similar. There are those you just cannot win against, by means derived from your calculations.
Oh wait, no. There are those that you just cannot win against, by means derived from your own calculations. Like, it's not gambling, it was free! I didn't spend any money. It was a free pack. They give you 2 packs for free every day. It's not gambling. It's not gambling. If I want to see gambling, I can open Fate Go and do a multi. I wouldn't do a multi, I want to say my quartz. Because I know the Lost Belt 7/7s are coming, and, well, the ones that are coming are fucking nuts. So I need to save my quartz. But I would if there was a 7 I wanted to roll for. Thoughtful actions tend to lead you to the right path. That won't matter when dealing with someone who sees through you. So don't summon him unless you mean to put your future in his hands, that is.
It's not gambling. It's not gambling.
I only gamble when I'm guaranteed to win. And if you don't spend anything, you're guaranteed to win. You know? Right? Or you can cheat. What? No. Yeah, you'd learn something. You learn something new every minute I speak. There's nothing to be sorry about.
Am I being forced rather than given a choice? I guess you're more like a Sura than a god.
Free gambling is fine. See, someone gets it. You won't be able to choose. I could offer you options to choose from, if that's how you'd like it. If you don't summon, Ra will never get to Willarv. However, based on his lifelong footsteps, his name will go down in history as the greatest legendary fighter. Now, if you do summon, Ra will make it to Willarv and reunite with his beloved daughter. But that daughter will be murdered at their happiest moment, and as a result, Ra will lose himself, and his reputation will fall. Don't worry about the other passengers on the transport ship. They're meant to be safe, except for the priestess, who will soon run out of her lifespan. All you need to do is decide the fate of Rao and his daughter. It's either he dies, or she dies.
She's making stuff up! Now that she's been told Rao's daughter will be the judge, she's shifting the story to her advantage, making it sound like she did it for the sake of Rao's daughter. Does it make sense for her to explain all this when she can't even tell whom she met? The whole thing has to be fake!
But we as the reader know that if she's telling the truth, she met Capital K, and Capital K is on Lisa's side. At least we have been told that. So, but you're not able to tell us whom you met either. If you have issues, explain in detail why you messed with the power room. The judge is listening.
That's...
Because your messing with the power room is the reason why Rao had to sacrifice his life. However, if you hadn't, he would have got there and Lise would have died, so... Is this all Capital K's machinations? Oh, these red bubbles make me think otherwise. These red bubbles make me think otherwise.
If Ra gets to Willarv safely and reunites with his daughter, that daughter will be murdered, and your two sons, Anna's taken care of, will also die with her.
What? the fuck? This is Cass's parents, father or mother, I don't know. I've been voicing like a crazy maniac regardless, but that is fucked. No, I didn't. I have now. I have figured out who they are now, but I hadn't before because I didn't remember Kaz's last name. Oops. Teehee teehee. God. Actually, I was the one who was struck in that situation. Stuck, not struck. She's just beat me to it with her lies. But I'm the honest one here. I just did as I was told, and I did it to save Rev's daughter. I mean, you also did to save your own kids. Yeah, I didn't get who he was either. So yeah, your reactions are justified at my obliviousness. So he's now making the same case Mirha is. It sounds desperate. I'm serious. Hey, I'm so sorry about earlier, so please. Get it together. The Mirror in the year and 5 had no reason to save Rao's daughter in place of him. She just chose the Rao who heroically deceased of the Rao who survived. Please, I apologize about earlier. God Agni! I told you not to come near before I got out. My apologies, but the matter was so urgent that there's no more danger now. Anyway, what is it? There must have been an accident at the Atera rescue site. What the hell was Kasakta? Taksaka doing? And Priestess Lila has been attacked somewhere and with Sierra. God Agni! He must have hurried to Atera to save them. There's nothing we can do for Atera from here. Let's hear more about Priestess Lila. Haas and Hearts. Yeah, there we are. Haas. Haas and Cars. There we are. Not just Haas. Not just Cars. Sorry, I couldn't remember his brother's name. But again, his brother was a blob originally. Okay, leave me alone. And his brother's not really been relevant too often. Okay, chill. Relax. She came back with Priest Sierra, who'd been missing. Yes, but it's odd. They must have been at Calibum until recently, and yet they came to Reloth of all places, claiming they've been attacked by Ashirahiro. So this was their scheme all along. Well, it doesn't look alright, but I wonder if this is all just a ploy. You know, this is a gambit of sorts. Oh yeah, some shit's gonna go down. Right. Retracted. Peculiar. Anyway, right. We're at the end of the chapter. This is where I said I would leave it for today. But before I go, I am here, so I want to do something. And that is do the daily chess puzzle. I'm doing my daily chess puzzle while I'm on chess.com while I'm here. So let me go do that. This is gonna be fucking weird. But here we are, we're on chess.com now. Let me get rid of the filter. Yes, I know. This is just the way it be, you know? I can do whatever the hell I want. Let's do the daily puzzle. Black to move. Oh, good God. I can't keep chat on screen while I do this because I need to click the tab. So I won't be able to see chat. Black to move. We got any checks? Yes. But they lose a rook. So that check doesn't seem good. You could double the rooks. I'm gonna take a hint. Okay, so is it doubling the rook? It's not double. Oh yeah, doubling the. I'm retarded. Doubling the rook loses a pawn. Doubling the rook loses a pawn loses a rook immediately. Oh my fucking God. How bad. This is why I'm only 600. Jesus. Well, it's a rook move. Something like that. No. I don't know what it could be. What? What the hell is the rook move in this position? You remember the rook takes pawn? Sack. Oh, this. Right. I see. I get you. I comprehend. I understand. Yeah, it is a good end point. And then we ended it with some chess. Right, let me get the proper window back up. Oh god. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Right, anyway, daily puzzle sorted. I hope you found that moderately funny, seeing how shit I am at chess. But yeah, there we are. I didn't even see the rucksack to get mate in two. Jesus. Right. Anyway, we'll leave this here. Oh yeah, you couldn't see the queen. I know I was covering it, but I could see the queen, and I didn't even see the rucksack. I didn't see it, so you were never going to see it because you couldn't see the whole board. But yeah, I couldn't be asked moving things around just for the sake of showing you the board. If I wanted to do chess, I'd have had to have moved chat and shit over to me and chat to the other side of the screen. But yeah, here we are. That was that. Lord above. Lord above. Anyway, with that out of the way, we're going to end things here. I hope you've all enjoyed. I will, as I said earlier in the stream, be trying to stream more often this year, you know, because it's something I want to do. So leave a like, comment. You've been commenting, you're in chat. What am I about? Sub if you haven't already. Notification bell. Members are a thing. I get videos fractionally early, and if I do get members, I'll create an end screen for them just to show off everybody. But yeah, there's that. Have a good one. Ta-ta. For now.